Ymedia Group, the fastest growing media group in North America.
Ymedia Foreign Policy Report, who is winning the war? That's what we're going to talk. But before we do that, we've heard during the last 24 hours, US President Donald Trump threatening that yes, Iran could face some serious consequences in case they do not comply. His demands are very, very clear. And on the other side, he did acknowledge, yes, we are having some sort of discussions with Iran as well. That's what he's saying. So what does he actually mean? And who is winning the war? Iran has clearly said this, that no, we're not negotiating at all. Even the talks that were happening in Islamabad's Deputy Prime Minister is Dar, and he did invite few foreign ministers from Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Turkey. But then Iran says we're not part of those discussions. The regional powers can certainly ask for peace, but Iran clearly reminded we are not the aggressor over here. Israel is not even part of those discussions. So how the discussions in Islamabad, Pakistan could be fruitful? From Associated Press to Canadian Press, they've all been reporting that. By the way, we also reported that, and at that time, Pakistan's spokesperson said these are mere speculations. We had also reported that talks could happen in Pakistan. But then Pakistan's Prime Minister now has been repeatedly saying this, we are ready to hold the talks. But is US even serious about talks, or is just using Pakistan as one of the proxies there? So, Munaji, before we start discussing who's winning this war, your overall analysis in the last 24 hours, what are you seeing? What is the situation there? Please.
Yes, listening to even Iran news out of Iran, and in terms of what they're saying about the talks in Pakistan and what this means with President Trump talking about, there's some sort of talks that are being had. Well, we're seeing this consistently happen as we're going on to the 5th week of this war, that when it comes to, early in the week, President Trump talks about, having talks with Iran and coming to some sort of terms because the markets stabilize. And then towards the end of the week, he goes very hard in terms of taking out, and putting boots on the ground in Iran. So he is kind of doing a strategy, because when the stocks don't do well, when the market's down, it affects him. And we know from history that this is a president that likes to boast about the market and how well it's doing. And he needs to be able to bring down oil to $100 a barrel and under. And now it's over. With speculation that it'll go up to $120 per barrel if this continues with further more weeks. So while he says this, which we've seen predictability on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, he's also sent 3,500 additional U.S. troops that are going to be arriving to the Middle East. So this is a fluid situation where he's speaking out both sides of his mouth, where there's action being taken, but also he's saying on negotiations. When it comes to Iran, Iran has specifically said many, many times, and we saw this happen just a few days ago with their representative of the Foreign Affairs Ministry, saying that essentially Iran was about to make a deal before the attacks happened on the 28th of February. And Iran hasn't been enriching their uranium for nuclear activity. This is something that's, and experts have looked into it. They can't find any of those evidence. So essentially, Iran is saying, every time we go to negotiate and come to some sort of terms, and we've had other countries who are part of that negotiation confirm that, yes, they were coming to terms. This happens. This happened last year in June 2025. It's happened this year. So it's very hard in terms of the trust. It seems like very much so. There's also talks in terms of Pentagon showing different strategies to the U.S. president of what it looks like going into Iran. And just by, thinking about what this means is, imagine sending combat troops that need to secure the perimeters of the site where they're saying that they're going to go extract the where the enriched uranium is, and they're going to have to bring in technical staff, engineers. Imagine being able to carry out 40 to 50 special cylinders and transport them out of the country without incident. So what they're describing in terms of the mission that they want to take, it just sounds like straight out of a Hollywood movie without anybody being, affected. And Iran has said, you get boots on the ground. This will be mass casualties. So, I don't know if this U.S. administration has a clear plan of what their objective is. We've seen that the objective change week by week, which is, Strait of Hormuz being open, possibly taking over Kark Island. If you do, how long can you sustain that? I mean, it's wild beyond measures in terms of trying to get into President Trump's mind about where this should be going. And we know what we're seeing consistently on the Iranian side is saying, we don't trust you on negotiations and we cannot meet your points that you've put across unless you meet ours. So it seems like a deadlock situation, but Trump, to true Trump fashion, is trying to keep the market stable.
Ymedia Group, the fastest growing media group in North America.